Alrighty, good morning, good evening, and hello everyone. Thank you for joining us here at Speed Gaming for the continuation of our Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Mentor and Mentee Tournament. My name is Marion, and I'm joined by fellow mentee, Storm. Storm,
Hello.
how are you today?
I'm doing fine. What about you?
Alrighty. Yeah, I can't complain. We got a beautiful Sunday. Sunday? No, it's tomorrow. We have
We're starting already.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to say anything else. We have a beautiful Saturday morning here. It's over here in the Aether Stadium. And we've got an amazing race today, while Rico's feet appears to have been frozen. Great start.
Yep.
All right, but with that being said, let's go on and get into what this tournament actually is. So, Mentor and Mentee Tournament. We'll be starting in the Great Temple over with our good buddy Umos. Over here in the Temple Energy. And you know what? I can't talk. Storm, take it away.
I mean, we're starting the Grand Temple by our friend Yumos, and we're gonna pick up our first item, which is, I believe, the missile launcher right off the bat. And we're gonna pick it up the first cent.
Hear the words of Olier.
The words of our dear friend Olier. Sadly, not gonna serve much purpose for us.
No, but it's good to know that Olier's watching out for us.
Always.
All right, so let me try this again. That's the Mentor and Mentee Tournament. Over the course of the next handful of weeks, senior members of the community will be mentoring and teaching newer members in various tricks, logic, various gameplay elements of Echoes. And this will all cultivate together in a showcase as we are today. This will all happen over multiple weeks until we eventually reach our bracket stage, where all the runners put their skills and knowledge to the final test. For today's restream, we have RicoV53 on the left with Ivypaw as their mentor, and on the right we have Stachifer with M4RKERSM4SK as their mentor. Now, I personally know both these mentors, been doing multiple worlds with them, so these racers are highly familiar with the logic chain, movement tricks especially, and Randomizer logic. So we're bound to see an interesting time here today.
To note that there are a few runners' agreements on this race, notably new patcher and multiplayer pickups. So we will be seeing infinite missiles, infinite beam ammo, and possibly even double damage. Perhaps.
You never know. I mean, we could have I'm not going to curse it already, but we could have unlimited beam ammo hiding somewhere like in Reliquary.
That'll be an interesting place.
But first things first, before we can do anything, we have to defeat the Dark Alpha Splinter, or as we call him, Albert. Albert the Alpha Splinter.
We love to bully him.
Yeah, Albert's our buddy. He's a great little boss to get your race started up. And what do we have today?
Just an expansion.
Well, that's actually pretty good to find. That'll give our runners priority drop systems for missiles.
Mm-hmm. Is that a burger up there?
Yeah, I want to. No, that's a red key. Is it a Torvis key? No, it's a
an Morbis key, which we can't pick up now because we don't have bombs or space jump. But we will be remembering that information.
Absolutely. If a Morbis is required, we'll have to come back here later.
Which number was it for the key?
Key number 1.
It was 1. Yeah.
Key 1 on Transport B access.
I'm going to try and do a bit of tracking.
All right, no worries. I'll help you out if you need it.
Or perhaps should put the link in the chat.
All right, yeah, no worries.
Temple Assembly site. Let's see what we have here. It's pretty hard to see.
I want to say like a missile expansion, probably.
Yeah,
just based on how... It's such a small item.
Yeah. So here I want to trigger the cutscene, and definitely doing storage cabin B here. Gives us Amber. Let's go.
Well, absolutely worth it. Amber before stepping into Aegon for the first time. We will definitely have that. This gets us immediately into Sand Cache and gets us our Amber hints. Whatever's hiding on Temple Assembly site, Stachifer just tried to go for, but they didn't get the jump, so they're going to go ahead and leave it for now.
I feel I was just looking closer. It did look like a missile expansion to me.
But speaking of information, we have a key bearer for Accursed Lake, which has a missile related. No,
So it
missile
is dead.
related on Accursed Lake. Yep, that is a dead check. As the only missile related system we need is Seekers, which we know cannot be on a Cursed Lake, as Seekers are needed to get into a Cursed Lake. And we got another hint, which tells us the scan visor is useful for gathering information.
Well, that's both of our joke hints right off the bat.
Now, Storm, did you know the scan visor could be used in such a manner?
No, never.
It's amazing what technology can do for us today.
Truly. I thought Visor was a movement system.
Well, I mean, it does help you move throughout the game, so I'd agree with you on that.
Well, the advantage to having both joke hints out of the way is we know that every other hint in the game will not have useless information. Well, depending on what it is about, but will not be a joke hint at least.
All right, and speaking of information, real quick for everyone watching at home, in the Twitch chat, you see a document for a Google Doc link posted by Storm the Wyvern. That document will take you to our current tracking doc. So any information in regards to key locations, STK hints, translator hints, any sort of information will be updated on that document. For instance, we have a morph ball system on Command Center.
That is pretty good, but we do need Space Jump to go check that out.
Yes, we do. Either we need space jump or we need to get lucky and do backwards labs.
Mm-hmm. That is possible indeed.
Yeah, but in order for backwards labs to be logical, we need light beam, and we will need
Light beam and actually in either bombs or dog beam, I would say.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or screw attack if you don't have dog beam, because you still need a way to get past that gate.
Yeah, you can't get through. Can't get through the well, what is that little security station between main reactor and command center?
Yeah, you need a dog beam for that. Yeah, but there's that little gate to because you can also go through send processing. If you have bombs, you can actually go all the way, but you still have to be able to pass a little grate that has that crystal that can be activated with dog beam or with screw attack for some reason.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, portal access. We've got our first E-tank of the run.
Quite neat. And we're going for the hint on the portal terminal here, on Rico's end.
All right, what does this hint tell us, Storm?
Let's see. Oh, Chica has an ink hive key. Well, I don't think we'll be visiting Chica the Seed.
No, unless, no, there's absolutely no purpose why we're needing hive keys.
Indeed.
Yeah, when it comes to Hive, there's at minimum 3 different ways to bypass the key requirements. But due to the lack of bombs, Rico cannot progress further through Portal Terminal to reach Dark Aegon. So we'll need to come back over here and start the Bomb Guardian loop.
Mm-hmm. Sand cache has to be checked, and the hint in the mining station A. Let's see what it says. Space jump on Hive Chamber A. Ooh.
That's pretty useful information, knowing that space jump's locked on DMT.
Yep.
And main power bombs.
Ooh, main power bombs. That's good. I'm assuming we're gonna see our runners just kill the bomb garden and just immediately go back up to Temple Grounds to get that space jump.
Absolutely. Having a direct hint related to space jump, we know exactly where it is. We know we have immediate access to it, and due to the benefit of having power bombs, we can head straight for the GFMC compound loop.
Oh yes, power bomb is always very nice like that. Plus, it'll afford us a very quick kill on the Bomb Guardian.
Absolutely. You know, Bomb Guardian, it's such a hard fight, especially early on when you have very limited equipment.
Yeah, very hard fight for sure.
Absolutely. So Stachifer is just going to roll up to Bomb Guardian, wait for Bomb Guardian to start doing an attack pattern, lay a power bomb, and congratulations, Bomb Guardian's defeated.
As Bomb Guardian is actually vulnerable to power bombs when it's charging, and that basically just instantly kills him.
And we did all that for a missile expansion.
Well, for our Space Jump too, as the Dark Missile Trooper in Hive Chamber A only appears once you've killed the Bomb Guardian.
Alrighty, and as predicted, both runners are making a U-turn, heading straight for the elevated Aegon entrance. This will put them right by Industrial Site to head right for Hive Chamber.
There's nothing more to do in Aegon anyway right now.
No,
they manning station access, as they will still have a problem. Oh, Seekers! Ooh, I didn't expect that.
That's pretty useful early on.
It is quite interesting. I don't think it unlocks anything by itself right now.
In its current state, no. We don't have enough equipment to make use of them.
But I can quickly change.
Yes, it can. Well, it appears Stachifer might be either A, going for a safety save, or B, going for a save warp.
Huh?
If they go for the save warp, that's an interesting challenge there. Nope, just taking a save.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a great idea to save warp here. It's actually faster to go back out through the elevator here.
But, you know, the good thing, having a safety save. You never know when your game's going to crash.
For sure. We've seen quite a few deaths early on in the seed, and dying and losing 10, 20, maybe even 30 minutes at the start of the seed can be really hard to overturn later on.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you're on a good pace, you don't want to save because you don't want to screw up your momentum. And then all of a sudden, one wrong button press in a room, and well, there goes all the hard work that you've done.
Early echoes can be cruel, especially with no suits, low energy, and having to go to places like Sank or Dark Ether. That can really hurt. Right. Also, Verna is starting to open the bridge to Temple Assembly side, it seems.
That was a great time for the restream to freeze. Right as that missile blew open the gate locks.
Stachifer attempting there's a little slope jump you can do here to get on top of the crate. And above the big container here without bombs or space jump. Attempting it right now.
Yeah, at this point, if you don't get it in the first few attempts, it's just faster to lower the gate.
Pretty much. Plus, they don't have bombs, so if they want to do GFMC afterwards, most likely they'll have to go around anyway. Rico's probably about to blow the Dark Missile Trooper to smithereens.
Now you see him,
bombs.
and now you don't.
And as promised by the hunt, here's our space jump boots.
You know, I'm wondering what's hiding on Hive Chamber B today. If we find regular bombs, that'd be pretty nice.
I want something confusing like Echo Visor.
Oh, that's interesting. You know what? I throw a gravity boost on there then. Just throw him off and push him towards Torvus.
Getting those kind of items early on is so confusing.
Yeah, it really messes with your head thinking, well, I got this, and it can only really be used in this area. Do I go there or keep doing what I'm going on?
Nah, just a missile expansion.
Hey, we'll definitely take more ammo this early on. Get us up to around 30, 35 missiles now.
Yep, they're getting quite a good ammo early on.
And real quick, while we have a little bit of time, I do want to mention for those watching at home, over on SpeedGaming 2, we have another Echoes tournament race going on with Leaf and Baja Blood versus Word Slayer and Nye the Bath. So if you're interested for more Echoes races, hop on over to SpeedGaming 2. We've got another one running right alongside us.
More races for KR to try and curse with Aerie.
Yeah, you know what's funny? KR missed yesterday's race where Aerie was hard required for an Echo. But now that KR's here, yeah, now that KR's here, you know Aerie's not going to be required.
Exactly.
All right, speaking on required movement, we see Rico over here in Dynamo Chamber, utilizing power bombs to their advantage so we can go through the lower path. And this also gets us a second item.
Rico's checking the Dynamo Chamber with his bomb. Finding, ooh, double damage.
Ooh,
Oh,
definitely
nice.
take that.
Yep. One of the multiple pickups that are enabled on this race. Ooh, Dark Egg on key 3.
Well, that's interesting. We already have 2 worm keys. Huh. The problem is both of those keys are in logic. Oh, route difference. Okay. Stachifer's deciding to forego the GFMC compound loop in exchange for going back to Aegon early. And Ing Reliquary. Ing Reliquary has a key. Let's hope that's not a Sky Temple key.
I think I know why. We did have that mobile system in Command Center. It might very much be a bomb, which would be nice to have now.
Oh, that's absolutely fair. Going based on the logic.
Yeah, and actually you could chain that into doing the jump guy loop, so that when Stachifer does go check GFMC, he will have the check on top of the ship as well.
Oh, that's extremely smart. If on top of the ship has a required item, it could put Stachifer in a slight advantage.
Ooh, with 30 burgers today.
Yep, you get 2 cheeseburgers for the price of 1.
What a deal.
Yeah, buy 1, get 1 free. So this trick is what... so with item duplication, this is a very common trick. Excellent for when you have expansions or ammunition, and even more so a progressive item here. So in short, upon entering GFMC compound for the first time, you'll always have that golden crate spawn. So what we can do is we can bypass the troopers down cutscene, get the crate item, and then force the crate to respawn itself by triggering the cutscene.
Oh, this is horrible.
What happened? What's on?
That's Dog Beam on Wind Chamber, I think.
No.
I think that's Dog Beam, ISO.
No, there's no way that would put that in logic. You got to use Dark Beam to get through to do this puzzle normally.
I think we're gonna find an Annihilator somewhere.
Okay, if we find Annihilator and Boost Ball, well, we know where Seekers are.
We have Seekers already. Oh, I think this is what it's gonna be.
Okay, if that's only happens if we find Boost Ball and Annihilator. Okay, we need Dark Aether access to do the puzzle for Grand Wind Chamber. I don't like that at all, Storm.
I'm pretty sure that was Dog Beam. I'll keep it in a corner of my mind.
Oh, by the way, real quick, for those asking in chat, today's race generator has been the one and only Reed Whaley. So if you have any concerns about today's race, you can be sure to thank Reed when you see him.
What differences goes on? I think we could check the item under in Transport A. Doesn't seem interested.
Yeah, we have power bombs to open the wall.
He now has to save warp out of there because he does not have any way to logically exit where he is.
Oh no. Delta's making a great point in chat. That morph system we got hinted at earlier very well could be Boost Ball into an Annihilator hiding somewhere early. And in which case... uh-oh.
I think that's a bit unlikely because I'm not sure how many... Oh, there's something in Central Mining Station there.
It looked like a ball upgrade to me.
Yeah, it could be. I think it's unlikely because I do not believe there's many other locations still in logic, and I don't think Boost by itself would get us anything. I mean, we could enter Corvus, but we don't have the Emerald Translator or Supers to do anything there.
We could technically enter, what do you call it? That's not a room name. Hall of the Honored Dead. We could do that out of logic.
We can't reach there. We would need the light beam to move the block out of the wall, or we would need the super missile to get from landing site. Oh wait, no, but you're right. No, you could enter it from landing site.
Yeah, well, landing site, you still
Oh
need
yeah,
you
that's a good
still need
point.
light beam. You still need light beam from landing site to move the block.
Yeah, you are right. Logically, it's still need light beam.
Logically, yes, but there's a standable and landing site on the left side where the ink cache, the where the body is. There's a
That is
little.
the bombs in command center.
Okay, so yeah, that was more likely than not.
But that could be a boost on Sunshine Mining Station. I could see it.
Yeah, I could see that. Plus, with bombs in our arsenal now,
Uh,
that gets Stark Egg on access, so we could have an Annihilator on Jump Guardian, leading. Well, even yeah, because then we could technically do Grand Wind Chamber Vanilla.
you could very much good.
Oh no, I think we
Regrets
need Grapple Beam to make that work though, to get across Wind Chamber
Yeah, we
itself.
would also need grapple. No, wait. No, yeah, no. The wind chamber itself, yes. Like, not the dark mode version, but the normal version, you need grapple as core attack to get across. Logically, that is. Stachifer is going for a little BSJ to get on top, to get to the turret in this room.
You know, since you did mention it, for what exactly is a BSJ?
A BSJ is, so whenever you leave the floor, on Morph Ball, you have like a window of time, I don't remember, I think it's 20 frames or something? 22? Where you could actually input a jump, and Samus will jump in midair. Normally this is not possible, because you have the animation when you unmorph, which lasts, like, I think about a second. But, it is possible in all Prime games, but it's especially much easier in Prime 2 and Prime 3. You can actually obstruct the camera to cause the game to unmorph you instantly. And if you do that after laying a bomb, then you can actually press that jump button within that time frame and actually jump, giving you a lot more height. And that is what we're seeing Stachifer attempting right now. Hey, just got it right now. Perfect.
Hey, great work. Great work by Stash for pulling that off. A nice little high five by Rico and Stash for being in the same room at the same time once again, just this time on different layers. All right, so Stashfer's going to have some good knowledge on what's hiding here on Central Mining, followed by the Battlegrounds in cache knowledge. That's
a spider? That's a spider, I think, no?
that's a
It is a boost!
yeah.
Oh, wind chamber intensifies.
Yeah, Boost Bell has a larger item model.
I wasn't sure there. And we got a missile with the battleground.
I'm going to be really upset if you called that Dark Beam on Grand Wind Chamber. Because that would just be the ultimate curse of Echoes.
That is... Yeah, doing that puzzle vanilla would be ugly. Takes forever.
I mean, unless we come across... Well, yeah, unless we come across Screw Attack anytime soon.
Yeah, Screw Attack would trivialize it if the runners do know the trick. What is Stachifer going for? Oh, for checking a bit more of the labs. Yeah, we have the bombs. We can do that.
Yeah, we don't have Dark Beam, but Base Jump and Bombs allows us to get all the way around into Main Reactor for Dark Samus 1.
So at that point, the items we have on our shop list, if we want a Dark Beam on Wind Chamber, would be finding a Light Beam and Annihilator.
Oh, well, no, we could possibly skip the Light Beam requirement if we find Annihilator itself.
Oh no, we need more. Yeah. We need Grapple or a Screw Attack, and probably Super Missile too. Unless we find a Screw Attack. We'll have to see.
This is just a cursed set already. And here I am feeling bad about saying Alpha Block should be required or required Airy. No, Dark Beam on Grand Wind Chamber. That's the ultimate oh no moment. Now I'm curious, did both runners peak Grand Wind Chamber or just one?
Well, Stachifer did not go to GFMC at all.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because he was doing the jump guardian loop
They
first.
went. No, they didn't do a jump guardian either. Just went straight back, I think.
Yeah, they went right back to Aegon first.
Yeah. So only Rico is aware potentially that there is a dark beam if I saw it correctly, but I'm rather certain that that's what it was. But then again, with the stream quality, you never know.
Yeah, that's fair. And real quick, I'm going to ask K-Rar to please not mention that again. In these settings, it's very rare but possible for Dark Beam to be on Airy. Let's not have that today. As far as settings go, we are running a sort of a copycat version of the Echo's standard preset. So a lot of beginner tricks required.
So what do we have on top there? I don't see anything. Stachifer is dispatching those pesky flying pirates. Finally. Yep. We need to find light beam though, logically, for Hollow or not dead. That or supers. Where was Rico is doing?
Yeah, Rico's trying to get that pirate before going to unlock the room.
Oh, the door is locked still.
Yeah, right now Rico has command center in what's known as lockdown. So what lockdown does, it raises this big old metal security door, and it forces us to scan a terminal in a nearby room for it to raise.
That's actually the part. They got shot earlier, so yeah, the pirate's still down there. I think he was searching for that one last pirate to unlock the door. There you go.
Oh, the pirate got knocked down. It was just hiding. Like, oh, you want to change this room? You want to get out? I'm sorry. I'm not going to let you get out.
Stachifer didn't go for the item on bioenergy production, so I assume that wasn't anything. But what can Stachifer do? Oh, maybe he's going for sand processing.
Well, yeah, right now, Stachifer's equipment, they have boost ball bombs.
Oh, yeah.
And power bombs. So we don't have spider balls, so we can't leave main reactor through vent area A. We don't have dark beam, so we can't go through security station. But what Stachifer can do is we can defeat Dark Samus, peek the item, and then take a save warp out, going back to the nearby save station off sand processing, in turn also getting sand processing's item. And that also gets us the ability to check main reactor's second item, as main reactor has two items, one for storage D, which is normally dark beam, and the other one for main reactor itself, which is usually left behind a boost ball spider puzzle.
Of note that if they do go down to the Dark Samus fight, their only way to escape will be to use a BSJ now.
You're right, either a BSJ or warp or quit to last save.
Yep.
I completely forgot about the BSJ method.
It is a pretty nice one to know.
Interesting little trick by Stachifer. Instead of boosting up the half pipe, they boosted halfway up the pipe and then got stuck on the destroyed turret. That pesky turret always getting in the way.
Well, turret is helpful when you're trying to do this without boost, but that just got in the way here.
You know, I will say...
Got nothing. Just a beam ammo.
I will say, I've only pulled it off once, but there is a very precise screw attack that can be done in sand processing to skip the boost ball requirement.
Yeah, I've done it once as well, but I really don't like it.
No, it is way too precise.
It is a quite precise one.
Yeah, that's why I prefer the BSJ method.
Stachifer going for Dark Samus. So either planning to BSJ out of there or reset.
You know, I blinked. I didn't get to see the Dark Samus fight.
Usually it goes when you have power bombs. Dark Samus doesn't like power bombs.
Yeah, fun little fact. Dark Samus takes extensive damage due to power bombs. And speaking of one extensive damage, Rico's playing dangerously with 20 health, and Stachifer found a power bomb.
Yep, just did a little peek, and resetting out of there. So we'll probably take the save warp then. Right, so what do we still have in logic? Probably the jump garden loop would be the next step now, surely.
I'd agree with you. Yeah, we have like we said, we had bombs, we have boost ball. We don't have spider ball, which is a problem for junction site. But we can get trial tunnel, we can get jump guardian itself, and we can get transport center. And transport center will have to get on the exit.
Yep.
But that's 3 items we can get, while also peaking crossroad and junction site. So we have a 5-item knowledge lead.
Yep. Stachifer choosing to save warp out of there instead of walking back around the base.
Well, I guess
Either
Stachifer's
option
not.
takes a while.
Guess they're not going for the jump guardian loop.
I think they might. Just that walking all the way back around the base is painfully slow.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a lot better than. Yeah, but it's a lot better than trying to go back through the Aegon entrance elevator.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's the plan. Because they could be choosing to check GFMC, but doing it before doing jump guardian feels like a mistake to me. If that's what they have in mind.
I agree with you. Doing jump guarding before compound, getting the knowledge on what's on top of ship, that would be a very useful play to go for. And now that we have bombs, I'm not too terribly sure what Stachifer is trying to go for.
Where's Rico heading? Yeah, I think Rico has strict bioenergy production. I don't think he went all. I think he went all the way to sand processing. Is now backing out to the base. So I assume he will be going for the jump garden loop directly.
I'm surprised Rico didn't go for Dark Samus to see what the item actually is.
Well, it's so far a logic guess, not taking might not choose to take the time for it, I suppose.
Well, you're right. It's not logical. The game does expect us to have Dark Beam to do that fight, or it's just going to put Dark Beam here on Storage D.
Dark Beam is a thing, but if they, since Rico did see on Wind Chamber what looked to me to be the Dark Beam, then he knew he wouldn't be on Dark Samus anyway. So
yeah, that's fair. Rico has advanced knowledge on it.
Stachifer is going for. He's going for GFMC now, but I feel that might not work out for them depending on what is on the top of the ship.
Well, we're about to find out. Stachifer makes her way towards Ing Reliquary's key bearer to locate that there's a key here. And if there is a key here, we need either A, cannonball, or B, light suit.
We haven't checked the item on the Aegon Energy Controller yet. Neither the hints. That's what Rico is going for now.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, we get the hint on the item.
The stream freezes and we can see what's in there.
Well, give it a little bit of time.
Ah, there it is, just in time. Oh,
hello.
that's a attack.
Oh, that was so worth the detour then.
Oh, very much. Oh, don't forget the hints. Don't forget the hints. Oh.
Rico, go back and get the hint. Get the hint. You're right here. You have Amber.
Rico completely missed the hint. But that screw attack is very nice. Oh, no, he forgot the hints. Maybe he got a bit excited about the screw attack.
Oh, that hint could be extremely important. Yeah, it could tell us where a suit is. It could tell us where light beam is. Maybe a translator, dark visor. Yeah, I'm sorry, that is confirmed. That's a dark beam on Grand Wind Chamber. I just
Yeah, that's
saw
what I
the.
thought.
Yeah, we just got a clear view on Stachifer's side. That's a dark beam and Grand Wind Chamber, folks.
So the nice deal with Rico right now that Screw Attack is, if he knows the trick, you can actually get the item on top of Wind Chamber with just Screw Attack and Space Jump, like nothing else. So he might go for it, but it seems like he's decided to go to the Jump Guardian loop yet. So might not know it.
You know, and surprisingly, it's not a hard trick to pull off. It's just a slope jump into a well-timed screw attack.
It is surprisingly not very hard. Though to know that there is actually a slight soft lock chance if you actually go a bit too much to the left.
Yeah, learned that the hard way once.
You can end up spinning forever.
Yeah, that was fun. I see a question posed by KR. Do we have multiplayer items turned on? The answer is yes.
Rico is probably still doing jump gun. Basically, there's a choice to do here. Either you orphan in cache 4, either you orphan the top of the ship, basically. Because if we do jump guardian now, then we will get the top of the ship item, and if we go get the dark beam now, then we will be able to get in cache 4 on first trip. So yeah, that as well. We know it's not logical now, so there's a good chance we'll find Light Beam or Annihilator on the Jump Guardian loop. I wouldn't be surprised.
It would make the most sense just to put Grand Wind Chamber in logic.
Yep, both runners have found double damage that was in Dynamo Chamber.
And Stachifer appears to have gone back for Transport B access, grabbed a missile expansion, and is now hopefully going back to Aegon to do some cleanup. I mean, they have bombs, so they can get to early dark Aegon. As for Rico, as you mentioned, Storm, it's time to get this dark Aegon cleanup done.
Within tank crossroads.
You know, I can't recall ever seeing a dark beam on Grand Wind Chamber before.
I've seen it on Gateway a few times, but not on Wind Chamber itself.
Yeah, Gateway I've seen, but this is just, it's not very nice.
Nope.
But to be fair, we are running multiple beginner trick level settings. And if we do find the logical items needed for a vanilla Grand Wind Chamber, then yeah, absolutely.
I do think I've once had the Grav on Wind Chamber with Screw Attack on Lagoon.
Oh, that's that's just the game telling you, nope, sorry, have fun.
Yeah. And we're checking the broom closet.
Ooh, hey, look at that.
That's emerald. Very nice.
That's a pretty good place to have emerald at.
The funny part is I don't even know the name of this room. I just got the broom closet.
Trial Tunnel.
Oh, Trial Tunnel.
Trial Tunnel is its official name.
Oh, but it's probably because it's the room that leads to the trial grounds.
Right, right.
Well, in Light World, but in Dark World, it's just like closed off.
Yeah, it would have been nice if they did connect Trial Tunnel to Dark MSB for trial grounds.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now for another fan favorite trick. This is what we call shooting the air. Well, not really, but I like to call it that. So we're over here shooting air in front of a statue. Now, why exactly are we doing this? Well, clearly the air is mad at us, and it just froze our restream for shooting it, so... And on the other hand, we're currently in Judgment Pit, where the Jump Guardian fight usually starts. In order for this fight to start, we have to enter the center of the room and get into the safe crystal. As long as we never enter that crystal, the cutscene will never play, and we can jump up to where Jump Guardian's hitbox is spawned at, right in front of this little Chozo statue. And because the hitbox is active, we can just fire a ton of ammunition at it, lower the health to Jump Guardian, down to 1, and then fire a lemon at it, and this fight is over.
Stachifer going towards the jungle loop, not doing the gun edge controller. And we had the Rico second closest for a bit. I'm guessing that the Punisher Garden has already been killed. Got a bit of VOD to see what. Yeah, I'll look at VOD to see what he found on Jump Garden. And that was STK4 on Jump Garden.
Oh, okay, so we have our first STK information.
And he did check as well the junction site, which was a missile expansion.
All right, well, we know we don't have to come back to junction site, but knowing where that STK is will do us some good information. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Link. The Jump Guardian is just spawned in with the room upon first entry of Judgment Pit. So once the cutscene actually starts for the fight, that's when Jump Guardian becomes visible per se. But the hitbox is always, but that hitbox is always spawned in for the cutscene.
Yep. Yep. We have another high five in the pole chamber. Stachifer goes in and Rico goes out.
Oh, and we get to say hello to Reed in chat. Reed is the person who generated today's race. Real quick, Reed, I just want to let you know you somehow managed to put Dark Beam on Grand Wind Chamber today.
Classic.
I hope you're happy with yourself, Reed.
So Rico took a save and is heading back out to Temple Ground, so I assume now he's gonna just go get that Dark Beam with the screw attack.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. Now that Jump Guardian's defeated, go check on top of ship, go get your Dark Beam, and then it's time to start the real fun.
The worst thing is we're still missing a few items to make this logical. We still would need Annihilator. I bet Annihilator is somewhere in there. Because I think Annihilator is the only item logically we're missing to actually be able to do this.
Yeah, now that we have Screw Attack, that would throw out the Grapple Beam requirement.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and the Super as well, because we can just come from the other side. It doesn't have a spin missile door.
Oh, interesting note by Reed. The race over on SpeedGaming 2 has a required suit on Cheka.
Oh boy. Reed is in shape today. I do wonder what that Annihilator gotta be.
Delta's making a good point. You could have Annihilator on top of the ship.
Top of the ship could be now Hall of Undead is logical. We have Screw Attack.
Yeah, that's fair. We could go from the ship, from landing site's ship, all the way over.
Underground Tunnel was put in logic by the Emerald, so that's also a possibility.
Oh, that's fair, because you don't need anything to really get into Underground Tunnel.
Nope.
You just need that Emerald.
Pretty much. Which would also get us a hint. And we know there's always progression in the Underground Tunnel. We're about to see what's on top of the ship. If it's an Annihilator, and then the puzzle is complete. Nah, it's an STK.
Oh, we don't want that. Put it back. Let us exchange that STK for the Annihilator.
Rico will probably be grabbing the hint down there in FTA. I'm still surprised that Rico forgot to grab the hints on the God Energy controller. So what does that hint tell us? Annihilator is in Temple Grounds. Well. Oh, is it on the Hall of Undead? It gotta be, right?
Yeah. There's not really any other location it could be. I mean, it could be FTA, but you would need to have both suits practically back to back.
Yeah.
What else is left?
Annihilator, I'm pretty sure. I don't think anything else.
No,
That's the only possibility.
I mean, there's Wind Chamber Gateway, but you need supers and Light Beam for that to work.
Oh wait, no, you're right. Gateway. No, it's in logic now. Where's Screw Attack and Power Bombs?
Oh, right. We go right through We go right through Grand Wind Chamber. Duh, because we have power bombs.
We actually could. It actually could be there as well.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so either Hall of Honor Dead or Grand Chamber Wind Walkway. I know what I said.
Is Rico gonna go for the trick? Yep. So you have a little ledge here. You can actually slope jump off that to get extra height. And you can Screw Attack right in the little ledge over there. There you go. And if you precisely cancel that force Screw Attack, missed it there. If you cancel it precisely, you will land on the little ledge. It's actually standable. So we're gonna see Rico attempt it again.
Oh, this is my favorite trick to pull off. I love it.
It's a very fun trick.
He's got the height. And he's got the standables. Second try.
Really good. And here's our dog beam on Grand Wind Chamber.
Second try. That was a fantastic job by Rico.
Yep. You want Stachifer? Just killed the jump got him.
That's not Annihilator.
It's not Gateway, so it's on the Hall of Honor Dead, which would be if Rico has guessed that, would be a good time to go pick it up as well.
Yeah, you might as well get an Annihilator. That way, you don't have to come back here and try to route Hall of Honor later.
Well, especially as we need it if we want to even pulse around on from the Dark World back to the Light World.
Okay, that too, because I forgot we don't have Light Beam.
Yeah, we don't. After that begs the question, where do we go from here? I don't think we got anything more in Temple Grounds, but we have a few more things that will unlock in Aegon for sure. Like the Dark Beam gets us in Cache 4. It gets us entry into Doomed Entry. Though there isn't that much we can do there without the Light Beam. Basically just Doomed Entry itself.
No, but Doomed Entry would be a point of no return check.
Yeah. Unless they find an Annihilator, which should be logical. It is logical, we know it has to be logical. Before Dark Beam.
Oh wait, I got an idea. What if Rico went for Hall of Honor Dead, gets their Annihilator, then after that they like you said, go back towards Aegon and use that to play into the Dark Labs loop, because now you'll have Incash 2 open and the ability to get back into Light World.
I completely missed that. Transport Center as the Echo Visor.
Well, hello, Echo Visor. You're not on Airy today.
Yeah, I completely missed that. Probably Rico, maybe his stream was frozen then, because he also did pick it up, just didn't see it. It's even worse. That means if you find an Annihilator, I could put Profane Path in logic. Yeah. Profane Path, Phase and Grounds will also be in logic, because we do have the Emerald. So we can get out. Mineshaft, Mining Station B is in logic, we have Boost. Let's Screw Attack anyway.
Yeah, so the general idea is that almost the entirety of Aegon Waste is open to us. Almost the entirety of Dark Aegon is accessible. And we have access to go into Underground Tunnel to see if Light Beam's hiding there.
Stuff open kind of everywhere, and we don't really have hints for more, so...
Oh, speaking of Torvus... Oh.
Yep, Stachifer making a play for it. I don't know if he will find anything, but it's not a bad idea, really.
No, it's a good idea. You can get at least one extra hint and a free item here.
So he's still leaving the Aegon energy control on the side, and that's Screw Attack. The longer it leaves that on the side, the more it'll cost him.
Yeah, Stachifer really has to go back to Aegon energy. I mean, it should be hopefully soon, as once you have Dark Beam, you should really think about doing Mining Station B's section. And once you're near Mineshaft, it's like, well, I'm here by Mineshaft. Aegon energy is like right there, so it would work out.
So I think Rico is going Mineshaft now.
You know what? I'm wondering if Rico's going to go back to Aegon Energy to get that Amber hint. Oh, there's the last Amorbus key, though.
Oh, the worm's open for Stachifer now. We don't know yet what the worms have. Stachifer's gonna grab a hint here. Oh, indeed, Rico is returning. He realizes he missed the hints. Oh, that's... Yep. Thanks, game.
There's a confirmed hint for Stachifer, as if he didn't already see the item model.
Yeah, he had seen it already in Green Wind Chamber, so I don't think that helps. Okay. Now Rico is remembering to grab the hint.
Wonder if this is important.
No, it was not. Thanks, game. Again.
Oh, you know where I would love to see Light Beam?
Hmm?
In Cache 2, locked on Sonic Boom Room behind Annihilator.
Yeah.
I know.
But that would be logical.
It would. That's why I want it there.
We can probably do worse. Like... Oh, well, there it is. Never mind.
So, what were you saying about possibly doing worse?
I was gonna mention somewhere like reactor core or something.
I mean, it's entirely possible, but sadly, it's right here.
Yeah, light beam and mineshaft.
Oh, Light Beam and Feeding Pit Wyvern? Oh, come on. That's just that's too far. Just like Rico rolled. Rico rolled a little too far and fell down.
Yeah, missed getting the light beam there. Has to go back up. Go around again.
Hey,
What is Stachifer doing? He's gone back down to Aegon. He's going to the Aegon energy control now. Good.
That's smart. That'll get Stachifer logical access to Dark Beam, and with Marker's Mask as a mentor, I know for a fact Marker's Mask knows both methods to get Wind Chamber. So
for sure.
Yeah, we're in a good position.
So
oh, Rico almost fell down again. Nice save. Nice save.
There's the light beam. Yeah, I think it's a decent chance when they find this crew attack. Marcos will just make him go get the dark beam now. But the jungle loop has been completed, so they will have the STK that's on top of the ship.
Oh, this is a good play by Rico as well. I mean, with Light Beam being here in Mineshaft, this opens up the storage cavern here.
Yep. Final Ember hint tells us Phaser and Medvista. Oh, that's our Dark Visor. Important hint.
I think that could also be Cobalt. Is Translators considered a visor?
No. Nope. Visor are only Echo and Dark.
Okay, well, at least we know where Dark Visor is then. Oh, right, because Cobalt's classified as a HUD system as the major category.
Yeah, a HUD system is the major with both.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So we can safely assume that's the Dark Visor.
Can we also safely assume that these runners have to do required Amorbus? Look, Amorbus isn't a bad fight. We already have the 3 keys, at least on Stachifer's side. I mean, why not?
What I'm thinking we're gonna see here is Rico probably going to Torvus now. I think that would be a good time for it.
Well, to be fair, Rico's got that light beam. Yeah.
Yeah, we have that. We know we can get to Meditation Vista, where there's a Dark Visor. Might as well get that now. And we can go deeper into Taurus. I think. Plus, we have the Emerald Translator for all those juicy hints. So that would be an interesting play.
You know, you're not wrong. You know, I like it. Although I do like what Rico's doing here as well, because we have those power bombs and 2 E-tanks. It would be pretty wise to go over here for Spider's Treasure.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't check Sun Canyon. Like, he has crew attack and bombs.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, Rico's out of power bomb. That's why.
Oh, yeah, I see. Gotta check Venshafting. He could also commit to check Spider's Treasure. That's a possibility.
Yeah, I like the Spider's Treasure thought. What are you thinking?
I don't think that was a good idea here, because he doesn't have. I don't think he Like he doesn't have a spatter, so he wouldn't be able to get up. I don't think he knows the because there is a method to go back up that requires a triple BSJ followed by space jump followed by a screw attack. It's not very easy.
All right. Well, granted, yeah, we don't have the spider ball, but we do get information on three different items here. And when it
Yes.
comes to echoes, having knowledge, whether it be simple or advanced, is extremely useful at times.
On echoes for sure.
Oh, that hurt.
So anyway, we have Rico going for Spider Treasure, having a friendly hug with the quad.
And yes, if the Metroid does catch Rico here, it's basically a death.
Though with screw attacks, there's a good chance the Metroid will just die anyway, screw attacking into it. So. And what do we have on HCOM? That I got
That
C
looks.
actually. What's that?
I want to say light ammo, but Rico's destroying the quad here, so either Rico's trying to get a power bomb drop, or that's important. No, is that an E-tank?
No, I don't think so. What's this? That's something. That Cobalt?
No, that can't. No, that can't be Cobalt. Well, I mean, it can, but oh no, game.
How it looked like it.
The thing is, Rico can get this. There's a screw attack method of skipping the spider ball requirement.
Maybe he wants to make sure he's not gonna get bullied by the quads.
Whatever he's doing, Rico's going for it.
Huh, I don't know this method.
Yeah, Rico's getting doing a bomb space jump into an instant unmorph to do immediate screw attack, and using the hitbox of screw attack to go into this little morph ball sized opening. I think this is a little bit of a harder setup than using the standable terrain.
Yep, that's what I usually use myself. Meanwhile, Stachifer got the key on top of the ship, and I assume we're gonna be seeing him try to get that Dublin now as well. Oh, there you go, Rico got it.
Hey, Rico, he's in.
And I can confirm that this is the Cobalt Translator.
Oh, yeah, you were right. Huh. God, that did not look like Cobalt at all, though. But hey, good news is we get this hint here, which tells us that the progressive suit can be found in Sentinel's path.
No. That's not a good news.
That's good news for us. We're not the ones racing this time.
Not good news for them.
So, Sentinel's path, we need Annihilator Beam to open the door. Either that, or we need to do a multi-room out of bounds. There is an out of bounds we can do at O'Lear with Sank Energy Controller, and we could wall crawl over to get Sentinel's path.
And we know the Annihilator has to be logical at that point, so I'm pretty sure it is on a. It has to be on Hollow, not dead.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no other Temple Grounds check it could be on. All right, hey, that's 3 keys.
Yep.
And Stachifer's going for Dark Beam on Grand Wind Chamber.
Well, we have Marcus trying to explain the trick to him if he doesn't know it.
And that's, while we have the time, this is one of the good things I like about these sort of tournaments with the mentors and the mentees. Yeah, there's a lot of Echoes being such a massive game, and with how broken it actually is, there is so much to learn. And by having someone sitting there in a voice chat with you, having that one-on-one help, it really does help you improve at this game and learn some new things you might not have thought possible.
Mm-hmm. It is honestly daunting. Like, there is so much in this game. It's actually crazy. A never-ending amount of things to know. It probably did peek it, but I was not looking, admittedly. What it was in Culling Chamber.
Now, Stachifer's got the slope jump down. He's got the proper height.
Yep, just gotta... Oh, is Rico gonna check some camera now? Yep. Yeah, Stachifer might have an issue triggering the screw attack. Sand
Yeah,
cannon gets us energy tank, and we fall.
yeah, but like you mentioned earlier, there is a soft lock risk that can happen if you're too far to the left.
Yep. But we're making progress on Stachifer. Oh, they're choosing to bail out of it.
Oh no, that's sad to see.
Unfortunately, yeah, he was making progress. Just yeah, need to land on the ledge.
Yeah, so I think with that being said, then Stachifer really needs to find Annihilator to do this puzzle vanilla.
Yeah, which I'm still pretty sure is on the Hall of Undead, and the hint is right there. So if I remember right, it
No.
was the hint on FTA.
Oh, careful with those turrets, Stash.
Yeah,
Now, these
they
turrets
hurt.
do. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. They hurt. I mean, look at that. Just a handful of shots and already down by an E-tank.
Yeah, I think it's 20 damage per shot.
And there's the information for Annihilator here in Temple. There's only one location in Temple Grounds they've yet to go to that has an item.
Yep. Trying to check on the VOD to see Cutting Chamber. It's really hard. He picked it very quickly.
Oh, but our good friend Reed is back. If there's anything anybody wants to say to him.
Yeah, I do think Cutting Chamber was just a missile expansion. Right. I have a feeling they figured out where the Annihilator was, so might be going to go get it now by getting to Great Temple. Interestingly, I think the fastest way right now would actually be to go down on the Torvus side and actually just boost and just go straight up there. I have a feeling that's what we're gonna see on Stachifer's screen. As we pass the 1 hour mark, by the way. Oh, and Rico is also going there at the same time. That is funny.
Yeah, good timing. Stash decided to spend some more time doing Temple Grounds cleanup after doing more Aegon plays. While Rico's been moving so fast, managed to get Spider's treasure out of the way. And Storm, what was that hint for the progressive suit? Where was that?
Oh, the progressive suit. That was let me check again. That was on Sentinel's Path.
Right. Sentinel's Path locked behind Annihilator and Echo.
And here we have the confirmation of Annihilator on Hall of Undead. Which is not surprising.
Fun fact, Hall of Honor Dead's puzzle will always be the same no matter what. There is, thankfully, no randomized function for this puzzle.
Indeed.
That, and I'm not even sure if it would be possible to randomize this puzzle, just based on all the mechanics of it.
Well, yeah, that's where Stachifer is also headed right now to get his Annihilator, and we'll probably see him come back to Wind Chamber to do it normally, which will take quite a bit of time.
Oh, interesting choice by Rico. Deciding to, well, this is the only way Rico can get into Meeting Grounds, and he gets his second try.
Yep, I think he just wants to go back the same way and perhaps go to Taurus again. I mean, there's no other place to go now, but I think.
Yeah. Well, now that we have Dark Beam, this would logically allow us to get into Torvus if we use the Aegon elevator. We go right into Underground Tunnel, use that to go towards Forgotten Bridge, use Boost Belt to lower Forgotten Bridge's lock, and congratulations, you've just broken your way into Torvus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
we have the other suit. Up to 3 rooms away from Crypt Tunnel.
Crypt Tunnel, oh.
Crypt Tunnel, where is that?
I want to say
it's underworld, the Dark Underworld Temple, I think.
Yeah, I want to say it's Lower Torvus. One moment, I've got a map here.
Up to 3 rooms away, so
Crypt
I
Tunnel.
think Grapple Guardian and under Temple 1, under Transit 1, I think, are the 2 checks this could be. Maybe also under Temple. I think it could be anywhere.
Yeah, I'm looking at a map. There's only 3 locations it could be. Number 1, under Transit 1. 2, Grapple Beam with a Grapple Guardian. And 3, 1, 2, it could be on Under Temple Access.
Is it not
No.
possible under Temple?
No, it's you could have it. You could have it there totally.
So yeah,
it's. Oh wait, hold on. It's at Crypt Tunnel or Crypt itself.
Crypt Tunnel.
Okay, nope. Hold on. I did my math wrong. One moment.
It's up to 3 from Crypt Tunnel was the hint.
Okay, nope. I did my math from a wrong section. So that could be Grapple Guardian, Under Transit 1, Under Temple Access, or Under Temple. That puts Powerbomb Guardian into that suit run.
So yeah, the entirety of the Underworld Dark Temple then.
Yeah, basically everything of Lower Dark Torvus could have a progressive suit on it.
I think the play now. Actually, I'm not sure. What would the play now? We could go to Torvus, or we could go to Sync and do Sentinel Path, like right now, to get one of the suits. I have a feeling Rico's going to Torvus.
Here's what I'm thinking for both runners. Based on the equipment we have, okay, Stachifer is about to get Dark Beam. That's great, and they also have Annihilator. Because Stachifer doesn't have Light Beam, it would be in his best interest to go for Aegon and do some Aegon cleanup because of Dark Beam. That'll eventually lead to Light Beam off a Mine Shaft, and once Stachifer is there, possibly do a Spider's Treasure play for Cobalt. But I would then go with what Rico's doing here, because you have all 3 beams. You have Echo, you have Seekers, Screw Attack, you have knowledge on where your Dark Visor is. Making a play for Torvus, doing almost a full Torvus cleanup, do a dive into Lower Dark if you find Spider Ball. If Spider Ball is found, that puts a good amount of Lower Dark Torvus into Logic. That throws up Powerbomb Guardian, you get a suit, then save Sanctuary Fortress for last. Or there's a but. If we do come across supers while we're anywhere in Upper Torvus, we need supers to get to Lower Torvus, so throw out the Lower Torvus play. We go to Upper Torvus, we hope to find supers. If we find supers, go straight for STK hints.
I really think the Torvus play here is correct.
I agree. Do Torvus, get some cleanup, hope to come across supers. And note that we also... we do have Seekers. We have Seekers thing, man. Seekers are located off of Aegon's mining access.
Yeah, correct, that was mining station access. Rico now is gonna start cleaning up holes.
Alright, you know what? I haven't seen this puzzle done in so long for Grand Wind Chamber.
It is so tedious.
I cannot recall the last time ever seeing this puzzle done properly. Yeah, you gotta keep using these boost ball spinners and put them into like 3 different positions.
So there's 4 positions overall. And you want to line the 4 of them on the same direction, like, I think north. Well, I don't know if it's north or south, but like, basically like the way they're lining up right now they start having that yellow highlight. You want to line all 4 of them like that, and use the Seekers. Then you want to turn them around again in the other direction, where they get a blue highlight. Then do the same thing, and then everything falls and the puzzle is basically complete.
Whoever designed this puzzle, just for a sunburst, I'd like to have a word with. Because if you're going to make a puzzle this tedious, I think you should have the item actually be worth it. Now, don't get me wrong, sunburst has its uses, but it's not that much.
Yeah, in a game where the missile combos outside of supers are already not that great, the sunburst is really not good.
Well, to be fair, Prime had flamethrower, so...
It did.
You tell me one person you know who's ever had a good use of flamethrower.
Yeah, I'll at least give that to Sunburst. It's still better than flamethrower.
Yeah, Sunburst has more uses than a flamethrower. Come on.
key here.
Okay, that's fair, Jungle. Prime had Ice Spreader. Ice Spreader was really powerful. It was a great. Oh yeah.
And the Wave Buster does have a few usages, such as killing Flagra, apparently. I've heard.
I've heard Wave Buster does a good amount of damage on Flagra. And today I learned that Flamethrower was actually programmed incorrectly. I did not know that.
I'll be surprised with just straight up useless it is. Even just hitting enemies with it is a chore. Stachifer has complete the puzzle, will return to the light world, and finally pick up that dang dot beam.
Meanwhile, Rico gets another hint, which says the Cobalt translator can be found here. Ooh, is that Spider Ball or Cannonball? That is...
That's
no,
free cannon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big model.
Alright, well, glad he scanned it then.
Yep, he wasn't sure to pick it up, but I think now is a good time to pick it up, honestly. We have Screw Attack, it's pretty much safe. Unless we have something on heavy.
And here I am being reminded that Prime actually has good charge combos, and this is my daily reminder not to argue with chat. I'll see myself out. Get scammed. Yeah, I got scammed, Jungle. That's what happened.
Stachifer got his dog beam.
Hey, congratulations. All right, now I really feel like Stachifer should go back to Aegon based on Dark Beam cleanup.
Something that does really suck about this puzzle is once you're actually on the layer of the puzzle being completed and you grab the item, it actually makes a bunch of pirate commandos spawn. Like all of them or something. Like they're supposed to be like, oh here you had your sunburst, like have fun with it. But here it's more than noise.
I mean, it's good for the Dark Pirates, but it's just so much ammo for a couple of enemies, you know. I mean, granted, the same
survives.
Yeah, I mean, the same argument can be made for other combos, but with Echoes having an actual ammo system for its beams, it makes it that much worse.
Yeah, I'll say that the biggest problem is just the ammo cost they put on the combos. Like, charge shots are so much better. And meanwhile, your those beam combos are fancy, but like to miss and not end up doing that much damage, and they cost you like 30 beam ammo each. That's like 6 charge shots. It's just not worth it.
Hey, there's Sunburst, by the way.
There it is.
All right, so as we tip over the scales of our 1 hour mark, it's a good time to sit back and reflect on what happened and how far we still have to go.
Sonic Boom.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to collect that.
I don't think we'll take the time for it, no.
No, I'm sorry to all Sonic Boom lovers. You will not be seeing it today.
Ocean Bug Hints tells us it's being like a range. So that's dead. We already... No, actually it's not. I mean, we have Super Missile, we still don't have it. And that's actually considered the beam related upgrade. So we cannot call that dead. Annihilator charge shots. I think my favorite usage of Annihilator charge shots is when you fire like a charge shot of Annihilator beam on a swarm of enemies. And you get an explosion of like every kind of ammo refill. To the point it makes your console lag. It's pretty fun.
Alrighty, and we got another trick being done here. Rico's just noticed an STK here on Torvus Lagoon. So now, because we don't have gravity boost, we have to do a trick called Air Underwater to get this key. Storm, what exactly is Air Underwater?
And the word that Rico just got is
Yeah,
on the
perfect timing.
exact yep, on the exact frame that you enter water. If you actually morph at that moment, it will cause something kind of weird where like you do have water physics, but the game acts like you're still out of water, which allows you to perform some actions such as using screw attack, which normally you shouldn't be able to. And thanks to that, Rico was able to use his screw attack to get to the item, which normally you need graph for. It is a pretty finicky trick because it is frame perfect, so it usually takes a few attempts to get it.
Yeah, it is frame perfect, but thankfully there's a very clear indicator of when you have the trick down pat.
Yep. As the color of the screen becomes like changes when you go underwater, that gives you a very clear tell of exactly when to press. Stachifer actually doing the profane path check here. Interesting.
This could be worthwhile. You have Annihilator, you have Echo. It's entirely in logic.
You could have Grab or Spider on it theoretically, or an STK even. Wait, what? Which number of STK was that on Thomas Lagoon? I missed that.
I didn't see the number, but I know it's. Wait, I know that brings us up to 4.
Yeah, that sure does. Well, I'll go look at our VOD friend for that.
Alrighty, so we know we have a suit here in Torvus. The bad news is it is in lower Torvus. And there is only there are 2 methods that we can use to get to lower Torvus. Number 1, we go through it normally with supers. Or number 2, we do a warp using some out of bounds tomfoolery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now we don't have supers, so we have no logical way to make it to the Dark Underwater temple.
And fun little fact when you're running on Randomania. If you scan if you're doing an echo puzzle and scan the door will give you the combination for what order you need to hit the locks in.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little time save if you're ever having trouble with the sounds.
This Stachifer? Oh, I get no. He doesn't have enough energy to go to Phasing Grounds. Suddenly, that was an Inghive key on the Profane Pass, so that was not quite worth it.
No, that was absolutely useless. Granted, we don't have information on if Quadraxis is required yet, but you never know.
We just missed Rico during the Blitz Guardian, so no idea what he got there. So
Yeah, I don't see anything. Yeah, I don't see anything major highlighted on his tracker.
I saw there was a red key in there, but well, we don't need any more keys anyway. I don't know if he even bothered scanning it at all.
You know, as we enter Putrid Alcove, this is a good time to mention the earlier cannonball that he picked up. So with cannonball, you see Rico not taking any damage when he was moving through that poison bog. Well, that's solely due to cannonball and because we have gravity boost hiding here on Putrid Alcove.
And yep, gravity boost on Putrid Alcove. Good timing.
Absolutely.
I just need that super still.
So, cannonball. In short, it's a state that the game gives you every time you enter an orb cannon. When you enter the orb cannon, the item is physically placed in your inventory. When you hit the end trajectory path, the item's removed. Well, if for some reason, if you go out of bounds, load the wrong room, and then use the orb cannon, it'll fire you out of bounds. And because you used an orb cannon to shoot you out of bounds, you never hit the end plate to end the cannonball formal trajectory. So the game doesn't tell itself to remove cannonball from your inventory, which is great for us because it does 3 things. Number 1, we take no damage while in Morph Ball. We're practically invulnerable. Number 2, we have a boost ball function. So if you come across boost ball, congratulations. But if you're missing Boost Ball, well, you can just go get Cannonball from the other room and use that instead.
Now, Rico, actually, that was an unlimited missile that he found in cache. Oh, and he's actually picking up the Sonic Boom. Huh.
Oh, and number 3, Cannonball does 500,000 hit points of damage to enemies affected by it. It's either 500 or 50,000.
I don't remember, but it's quite a bit. But many enemies are not programmed to take damage from it, though, so it can be on and off. So I don't know if you mentioned it, though. Cannonball has one drawback, is that it actually cannot break certain objects, which is actually an issue.
Yeah, there are certain puzzles, certain kinetic spinners, and various puzzles that cannot use Cannonball in place of a vanilla boost ball.
The biggest problem is not only the window that you're supposed to break by boosting through to get to Airy, actually cannot be broken with Cannonball. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that glass.
Yeah, we can't break the glass, so you'd have to lose it. Rico's looking at the map, wondering what to do now.
Well, you've got all 3 beams. You have Screw Attack, Gravity Boost. I mean, we don't have Spider Ball, though, so that's... Oh, hold on.
Biggest thing right now, he does not have supers.
No, but he's got Dark Visor and Seekers.
Yep.
We could totally see a Sank entrance play.
Oh.
Dark Visor, Seekers, and Emerald.
Yeah, Sank entrance in play. I can even go further into Sank. Like, most of Sank is actually open to them right now, I believe.
Yeah, there's a good portion.
They have a suit right now that they can get, like, just now, because they can do Sentinel Path. So I think that might just be supers in Sank right now. Yeah, I think that's what Rico's doing. He's heading towards Sank now. So we're going to see Sank entrance.
And a good call by Stachifer on the right. Deciding to go back to Aegon for Dark Beam cleanup.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah, no, no spider, but we can still check what it is.
Yeah. Even though we don't have Spider Ball, there's...
And get the hint.
Yeah, there's a good amount we can still do.
Yeah, we can check the hint, we can check what the item is, and we can go deeper into Sank, which is probably a decent play right now.
Yeah, I would say so.
But if I want to check in cache 4, I didn't see what it was, but I don't think that was anything. As I believe the only items are not accounted for yet are supers and spider. Oh, Rico actually doing a profit path play as well. Not gonna fund anything though. Stachifer heading further into Aegon.
Yeah, hopefully Stash goes towards Mineshaft to locate the light beam.
I think that's really the play. I mean, they've seen Storage D already because they peeked it. They know it was nothing. But they might think maybe check Doom Dead Tree. They might think Doom Dead Tree wouldn't be a good idea though because they can't get out at the moment. They might think maybe Storage B. Oh, that's what I think they're going for right now. That's gonna cost them. Oh, no, maybe change their minds after all. Oh, good. They're headed towards Mineshaft now.
Yep. Rico's having a fun time with these Metroids.
Yep. What is he chasing? That grapple? No, that's just an E-tank. But doesn't have that much health, doesn't have a suit yet. Might as well. Yeah, Stachifer is about to find a light beam. There you go. What are you thinking? Finally? That was a sneaky one. I mean, that Darby being out of the way And then unlocking a bunch of small locations kind of everywhere was really not very fun to play with. Oh, it is Garbo. I mean, you had to find a Niter first in Hall of Honor dead. Then you had to find a Darbeam on Grain Wind Chamber. And finally, Light Beam on Mining Shaft. That was certainly beam logic.
Yeah, today it's really heavily pushed towards stick to the beam logic and don't stray from it.
Yep. Alright, so Rico going to Sank Entrance, as expected. We are going to see what he's gonna decide to do now, because that's the big question.
Well, the best thing for Rico in this moment is to go through Sanctuary, hope to find seekers, not seekers, supers, or come across the spider ball.
They also have a ton of hints they can scan. If they can get their hint at Sank Entrance, the one at Main Research, the one in Main Gyro, the one in Watch Station, and the one at Olier, our great friend Olier, who was watching us from the start. Yeah, Rico is currently is in the definite lead, as he was able to get a Darbeam quite a bit earlier. And Stachifer. He has already cleared most of Torvus without supers, now on his way to Sank. Not really sure what Stachifer is gonna do now. He might decide to go to Torvus. Just probably the play right now. He's checking Sank Canyon Magician Shaft A, just like Rico did earlier. The main issue with getting STK hints right now is they don't have a, well, if they get the suit maybe, but that would still require like the whole wall crawl. With not that much health, even if they get the dark suits. That might be a bit complicated. Okay, I'll admit I'd never seen that before. That setup to climb to the top there with that spider. That is actually really cool. That is very cool indeed.
All right, smart play by Stachifer here. Going right for Spider's treasure after clearing out some egg after doing some Aegon cleanup due to Dark Beam. Now that they have Light Beam, this puts Hazencliff into logic. Well, granted, Annihilator does as well, but Light Beam is the preferred method.
Yep. They're running very similarly so far, right after finding Light Beam.
And Rico's doing Sank Entrance completely out of logic due to lack of Spider Ball. By utilizing Screw Attack's feature of a Screw Attack cancel for extra height, we're able to just barely clip on top of a bridge post and use that to jump onto Collision to get all the way up here to the turret.
I didn't see what that was.
Well, that was the most useful hint Rico could have ever found. Yeah, that hint just told us super missiles can be found in ATS to get the exact room location.
They will be making a rush for it now.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Just go straight for those super missiles. And once you have supers, you're basically set to go get your STK hints and start finishing your game.
Basically just missing Spyros still. It's like the only thing we don't have.
Yeah, Spider
Or
Balls.
don't know about.
Yeah, Spider's pretty much hard required. Well, I don't want to say hard required. There is a way to bypass Emperor Ring 2 without Spider Ball. Except it is extremely difficult, it will never be recommended, and you're going to have a bad time.
Really much. Like, I think for this tournament and all of us main tees, we can assume that Spyro is just hard required to finish the seed relay.
Yeah, that's going to be the main catalyst. Whichever runner comes across Spider Ball first will have a good sized knowledge lead.
Yep. Stachifer just found a cobalt.
All right, now this is personally the way I prefer to do Hall of Combat Mastery. In my opinion, it's a lot safer than trying to go for a BSJ, especially if you're not comfortable with doing those instant unmorphs and the bomb jumps. But the problem is you really want to clear out these quads in Hall of Combat Mastery first.
Yeah, because if they spin into the standable, they actually break it. And that sucks. And we're good. The quad is dead. And here, you just want to space jump and just manage to screw attack into this. Oh, it was almost there. I just need a little bit more height on that second jump. You usually want to cancel the screw attack so you don't bonk off.
Yeah, no, Stash is way too low for that second screw attack.
Yeah, it's waiting too long to space jump because the height of your screw attack actually depends on where you space jump. So you need to space jump high here. There you go, good job.
Hey, great work.
Really good job. I assume he was being instructed by Marcus, so great job. Stachifer.
And Rico making the smart play, using the dark portal here in main research to or is that reactor core? I always get the two backwards.
That's research. That's main research.
And he's using this dark portal to go right up to ATS.
Yep. I assume he scanned the hint, but completely missed that. I was looking at Stachifer's screen. Time for some more VOD digging. And yeah, like, if you have Echo Visor and the beams, it's very nice to use that, though he's low on health.
Yeah, Rico's got to be real careful.
Oh yeah, there you go, he finally got on top. I do think there's some health to be coming. The next one. Oh, very smart actually, baiting the hunters to get some health. Very smart here from Rico. So now he has enough health to just go on.
Oh, interesting play by Stachifer and Marker's Mask. Looks like Marker's Mask is pushing Stash to go for spiderless sanctuary entrance. Well, not Sank entrance, but to keep moving through sanctuary. As the only other way we could go is mini gyro chamber. And well, there's no collision on the backside of mini gyro chamber.
Oh, nice one from Stachifer. Managed to bypass the spider truck here. And straight on through he goes. And there's the supers.
Alright, Rico has everything he needs to get STK hints.
Yep. And he has a suit just nearby.
Yep, Sentinel's path is just through the portal, except do not take this portal.
Yep.
Do not take that portal.
I mean, it's fine. You can take the pole back, but it's just like you can't get out. So.
Yeah, there's the gate is still locking it.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta go all the way back to Vault to use a portal. Oh, and hello, Hive Dynaworks has a key on it.
Interesting.
Oh, and Stachifer's not checking Spider Guardian's tunnel item. Hoping that Spider Guardian's not required.
Gonna out. Is he gonna peek what's on Vault? I would say do it. I mean, you're right there, right next door. Could be Spider. Is it something? Is that Spider?
No, come on.
Is that Spider?
It's a small item model.
It is.
That is Spider. Who put Spider on Vault?
What is this?
So we have required Grand Wind Chamber, and now required Vault.
Yes, that is Spider. That is very nice to just run into it by accident like that.
Oh, Stachifer's gonna be happy when he gets over to Vault.
Yeah, he's actually gonna find a Spider right away. And the supers, yeah, he'll find Spider, so he will be able to do watch station right nearby, even if he doesn't know the tricks. And he would be able to get the supers as well.
Yeah, especially with that, like you said, the Spider Ball and Vault. We have Screw Attack, Boost Ball. We have everything we need.
For sure. That early Sank play by Stachifer is actually a smart one in this case. I do think this is actually better than going straight to Dolvis in this case.
I'm curious how they came to that conclusion and deciding, yeah, you know what, we're not going to go to Torbus.
Maybe the Cobalt is later.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Either the Cobalt, but speaking of Cobalt, Morbus has a Power Bomb expansion.
Ah, well, finally we learn that he's nothing.
Yeah, but
none of the red keys are useful.
Nope, all major temple bosses are not required. This was a huge payoff for Stachifer and Marker's Mask.
Yeah, it actually is. Really good play. We'll probably check the hints. We still need to check the hints at this point. Just have everything. Like, I think the only things left is grab that suit and go get the STK hints at this point.
Yeah, that'd be the best play.
We know what the two suits are. We basically have a full tracker. Just go hunt down the STKs now.
Yeah, the problem is that second suit's all the way in Lower Dark Corvus. That's so far out of the way.
We'll have to see if the light suit is even required at all.
Oh, also, Reed, while you're here, you managed to put Spider Ball on Sank Vault. That's a great location, Reed.
This is a seed of strange locations.
I do want to point something out that's not game related, but Reed just sent me a picture of what he's eating. He's got a nice plate of Chinese food there. And now he's making me hungry, and we're stuck in this commentary booth with no customer service. We're catering.
Will you read seed?
Yeah, this is definitely a Reed seed.
Oh look, they're having a high five.
Again?
Yep, and Manjaro, of all places.
Well, look at that. Now, this depends. Is Stachifer going to continue through to Alir, or are they going to go for Watch Station first?
I think he will, probably, because I do think they got the hint about Sentinel Path having a suit, so...
It would make sense. I mean, especially with us having Annihilator. That it makes the most sense to clear all this areas.
Meanwhile, Rico, as expected, safe Wolf and is most likely gonna search for his hints now. STK hints. We're still missing 5 STKs that we have no idea what they are. But since we
oh no,
we have everything basically.
I'm sorry, but Stash doesn't have Dark Visor to activate the cannon here.
Yep, he just has to fight a quad normally.
It's not terrible, but it does force Stachifer to go through Sentinel's path to get out.
I
Unless
mean,
you could do
yes,
the
he's probably
slope
gonna do it
jumps.
anyway.
Well, that too, but I mean, if you wanted to do the slope jump screw attack,
Yeah, there's a suit anyway in Sentinel path and links him towards station, so that's just a nice pass anyway.
and it appears Reed is giving us another update on the other race on Speed Gaming 2. Space Jump. Space Jump was on Mining Station
Oh,
B.
that's bad. Oh. Literally earlier today, I was doing a bit of checking like what are the possible like no space jump beginner logic chains, and yeah, that actually is possible in SJ by going the normal way around Dark World. It's actually kind of crazy.
That's frustrating because nobody does Mining Station B properly.
Like
And now,
you're meant to get the puzzle, and you're meant to have either you're meant to have bombs and plus I think you also meant to have screw attack logically. And yeah, you do the puzzle, you go Dark World, you can actually climb the room in Dark World to the top and go through those rooms that no one ever go to get the pole and go back to that world and then grab the item.
hey, look at that. Stachifer is hearing the words of Oliar.
Yeah.
Hey, last sentinel of the Fortress Temple.
You know, I completely forgot that scanning the thing does restore your health again.
I feel terrible for the runners over on Speed Gaming 2.
Space on Mining Station is evil.
I'm not going to spoil the rest of the race because if anyone wants to watch it, I'm not going to spoil it. But let's just say it's really bad.
Oh boy, that's fun to watch. The VOD off. All right, our remaining SDKs.
Take it away, Storm.
We got Ing Reliquary.
I
We
saw
had
that
a
one
hint for
coming.
a key here, I think.
Yeah, we saw that coming.
So that's light suit required normally.
Yep.
3 is under temple access. All right.
Oh, it's not terrible. We
That's
got the
not too
suit.
bad. I mean, we
No,
need
we
to
got
get
the
it.
suit.
Yeah. 5 is 5 Dano works. We also had a hint for a key there, right? So
Yeah.
unless they know the wall crawl, they will have to defeat Spider Guardian.
Oh, I hate the Spider Guardian.
I do too. Oh, and he
Oh,
froze. I had to look on the VOD for the rest.
yeah, we're still missing 2 of them.
Yeah. Here's 7. 7 is Torvus Energy Controller, and we just missed 6. So I'll have to go back and check on that.
Nope. And Stashford just got information on Gravity Boost. That'll help them out when they get to Torvus.
So 6 is Storage B. So AKR, no area for you today.
Alrighty. STK's been posted below. Once again, you have Junction Site, GFMC Compounds Ship Item, Hazen Cliff, and Torvus Lagoon for the 4 that our runners have. Granted, Stashford is missing Torvus Lagoon. So, in Reliquary, we require Light Suit and Dark Visor for. Under Temple Access, we can get right away. Hive Dynamo Works, have fun doing Spider Guardian or wall crawling. Torvus Energy Controller, we hard need supers for that, or we need to do a light suit warp into tech. And Storage B is Storage B.
Yeah, it's free. Just neither runner went back for it after finding Light Beam in Dock. Light Beam Mineshaft, I mean. Well, at that point, Sank is dead. Like, we're done with. No, wait, no. I mean, it's not dead, there's Spider Gun. But I think most of the action is in Torvus at that point. So you probably want to go to Torvus, get that light suit and the Sky Temple key that's in the Dark Underworld Temple. Grab that Torvus Energy Controller and then just in whatever order Go pick up storage B in Aegon, and go pick up Hive Dynamo Works in Sync. A little bit of work to go still, even with the full tracker, basically.
Yeah, no, that seems like a really good route. Like you said, Torvis is loaded. Then you could use lower Torvis to route back into Sanctuary.
Yep. It works even more nicely because if you do Spider Guardian, you grab the Hive Dynamo Works item, then you just roll back out of the Dynamo, and you're just like basically one elevator away from getting to the Aegon elevator. So I think clearing the order 12 is Sanctuary, Aegon, and finally like getting in Reliquary at the end is probably the way to go here.
Absolutely, especially with that Aegon elevator leading into Aegon Temple. So that'll pivot beautifully into Mining Station B.
Stachifer just found a spider in Vaults, just doing it right now.
Yeah, I wonder if Stachifer's going to go right for Spider Guardian just to get that key hint out of Hive Dynamo Works. Oh, they can't. No,
Oh no,
Dark.
they can't. They don't have the Dark Visor because they never went back to Torvus.
Yeah.
Without Dark Visor and Meditation Vista.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem for Stachifer. They're going to have to take a secondary detour all the way to Med Vista just to get Hive Dynamo.
What I really hope they do right now is they do Watch Station, they open a portal, they take the portal to ATS, and they get those supers. Like they need that. They need that. Because the very nice thing is if they find those supers, they'll be able to go get those STK hints as well.
Yeah, it's frustrating since Stash is so airily close to getting those supers.
Yep.
Pun intended, by the way.
He's going for it, right? I think Marcus is telling him to do the slope jump here, based on where he's looking. Yep. You can actually like use a little slope jump here to get on top there, and there's Temple 7, key 7 for Rico.
Well, it's safe to say Rico's officially in go mode. All they need left is that light suit, but they'll stumble across it when doing lower Torvis cleanup.
There you go, Stachifer made it on top of the ledge with that slope jump. Now you can actually jump on the other side. You can actually stand even if it doesn't look like it at all. There you go. And from there you can jump on the other side to the spider track. That's a nice little shortcut. And if you get an instant morph in, you can also it also allows you to do this without even having spider at all. Go. And here, yeah, you can just like morph with spider, and that avoids having to go all the way to the cannon. Oh, it went a bit far there. Ah, nah. Unfortunately fell.
Yeah, the best way to do that spider track is if you notice on the track itself with the rotating platform, there's two red lines that indicate where your bomb should be laid at.
Yep. You just wanna not move and just lay your bombs as your morph ball just passes those red lines. Oh. I thought it was gonna fall, but
Yeah, I did too. I thought he was going down.
There's another bit of standable below.
Yeah, right. There's the red arrows, the red lines. Nah, Stash is just laying it way too late.
It's just because he's rolling, like he's actively rolling past it, which just messes up the timing. Like you just wanna just stay passively as you pass there, just lay the bomb.
Yeah, let the platform do all the work for you.
Pretty much. At least he's doing a good job getting back up for the slope jumps.
Right. Right. It's third time the charm.
There you go.
All
That
right.
got it. You just stop rolling before that and lay the bomb, and you got the timing right.
That last one was way too close.
He's going for the item first. No, not going for the slots. Let's see with that slot. If you lay a bunch of bombs, you can actually land back on the gate as it opens, and bomb jump right back up to the track. Right. Well, he's about to find his supers, Stachifer.
Gotta love having your super missiles.
But he does have to open the gate from the other side, so we'll have to see if he can manage that. Meanwhile, Rico's stream has been frozen for a bit, unfortunately. Hopefully it comes back to us sooner than later. He doesn't have dark ammo for easily killing those pirates. Now he does. Right, now we're rid of the commandos. Well, on Rico's end, I can confirm that he's gone down to an underworld temple. He got the key under temple access, I believe. Yep.
But now that Stachifer has those super missiles, it's going to be a fun time. Going to get the key hints, realizing there's a lot left to do, and eventually cursing Reed because, well, he generated such a headache.
So here you can actually squat like on top of the shield here thing. You can actually drop on a little ledge, and if you move precisely, you can actually scan the thing that activates that deactivates this shield. You can actually scan it across through a little crack in the shield. Very useful thing to do.
Yeah, Stachifer's got to fall down though. He can't do it from up top.
Yeah, he needs to fall down on a little ledge. Well, meanwhile, Rico has gotten his light suit and a Sky Temple key from the Dark Underworld temple. I didn't see what the light suit was exactly.
Yeah, it looks like Stash is. Oh, there you go. Okay, he's got on.
There you
go. Got the collision he needs.
There you go. And now you just have to move very slightly to the right, I think, here. Oh yes, it has it. Look back to the left, and you will find the thing to scan. It's just there. There you go. Perfect. And the super missile is his.
All right. Great job, Stachifer.
Yep. He's been learning a few tricks on the run here. Also, the light suit was in Under Temple on the screw attack, like the wall jump.
Well, at least it wasn't on Power Bomb Guardian itself.
Yeah, no PB Guardian. He left without doing that.
All right. We hopefully should have Rico's relay back shortly. Sorry about the delay. Okay, maybe a little bit longer than normal.
Yep, stream has not wanted to come back online on our stream.
Ha! Oh, that's an interesting place for Grapple Beam.
Well, now we know where everything was.
A Cat West Grapple, that's pretty nasty.
Yep. Actually, there are still only two items we do not know of. That's the Dark Burst and the Unlimited Beam Ammo. And a bunch of red keys. But
Right.
we have passed a few, and since we didn't care, they weren't even scanned, so can assume some of these are well left behind. Well, Rico, I believe he's making his way towards the Spider Garden here. Oh, Quad is dead.
I'm not entirely sure why Rico's stream is frozen. Could be an OBS error.
I don't think so. Like his actual stream like is running fine.
Alright, it could be on our side then.
I do believe so. Fortunately, just doesn't want to see to game unstuck. But he's doing one fine. On his way to the Spider Guardian and approaching the 2 hours mark soon.
Well,
I'm not really sure what Stachifer is doing. Like, they really should be going for STKs now. Like, grab a pivot save. Or maybe even not, because it's probably better to go to Torvus after that, but... Like, they need to get those STK hints and get going in Torvus at that point.
yeah, but I'm still curious if they might go for Spider Guardian already, just based on the Hive Dynamo in cache saying it has a key.
Yeah, but we still don't have the Dark Visor. I don't know if they got the hint about it on Medvista. Like, where was that hinted? That was hinted on Mining Station B. They definitely did that. So they definitely got that hint. So I'm not really sure what they're delaying. Maybe they just wanted to go to the safe station down there?
Right.
Oh, I think they did a mini gyro just like to get rid of like to open the way if they come back from Aegon, I guess. And they're just making their way to the safe station. But first need to be done at quad because the way is blocked by a force shield else.
Yeah, it would make sense using the getting Mini Gyro Chamber out of the way. If for any reason he's got to go through Aegon or take it, well, with Hive Dynamo itself. No, I mean, once you get out of Hive Dynamo, that puts you right back at Dynamo Works, which in turn is close to the Aegon Spider side. So yeah, it would save time in the future for late key cleanup.
Yeah, okay, I think they're going for the sail up to STK hints now. Meanwhile, I'm curious on Rico's end, so I'm looking directly at the stream to like keep an eye on his progress. And he's not headed. He seemed like he was headed to the Spider Guardian. Oh right, he never did activate the layer in Dynamo Works, I think. So the fight was not activated.
Yeah, if Dynamo Works isn't entered and the quads start moving, then Dynamo Works itself won't recognize first pass, and as such, you're not going to get in.
Yep, the way is blocked and the Spider Guardian is not spawned yet. Like for a moment I was wondering, like, are they gonna do the wall crawl maybe actually? But no, it's just they never passed that one.
Yeah, even with the wall crawl, you gotta get Dynamo Works on second pass. But it looks like Stachifer going for key hints, taking the save warp back to meeting grounds. This is the fastest way to get there from their current position, while also getting the information that a progressive suit can be found in Lower Dark Torvus. That'll set him up for light suit.
Well, Rico is fighting the Spider Guardian right now.
Yeah, once again, we sincerely apologize for the for Rico's restream. We're having a slight technical error on either our side or the restream side itself, and as such, we are unable to get the screen unfrozen at this time. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do I'm gonna try something. It might work, it might not, but I will be back momentarily. I'm gonna try a technical resolve.
Well, Stachifer is making his way to the SDK, so he's about to discover what awaits him. Well, Rico is still fighting the Spider Guardian. It's a long fight.
Okay, I just try to reset. That might put Rico's stream back in proper order.
Hopefully.
Recording to logbook. Recording to logbook.
Other than that, Stachifer has entered the Sky Temple Gateway. They're gaining the remainder of their STK locations, and we'll route them accordingly. Storm, what do you think would be the best option for Stachifer, given the knowledge of A, the final light suit, and B, the remaining STKs?
I mean, they need a light suit, they need the dark beam. They have their hints. I'm pretty sure they have their hints on both the light suit and dark beam and Taurus. So, like, Taurus is unquestionably the choice to make here. They need to go get that dark visor. They need to go get that light suit. They need to go get those remaining STKs there. And from there on, they should be go mode. This is very much a case of go to Taurus, grab the last items you need there, and clean up. So Rico has killed the Spider Guardian now. And will be collecting his 7th STK. Fortunately, his stream has not popped back online.
Okay, no, I tried the technical resolve that we have access to in the panel. It's not going to be anything we can resolve at this time.
Yeah, doesn't seem like it, unfortunately.
But Storm will continue to give regular updates as far as Rico's progress, and we were just going to wait and hope that the restream catches up to us. But until then, we will keep giving you the best commentary that we can provide.
The shirt just went back, and, well, it's gonna make his way to Taurus now. There really is no other choice here. I'll be surprised to see anything else. Well, Rico is making his way down, I believe, towards the Aegon elevator at this point. Oh, that's where the spider ball hint was.
Well, that's a great location.
Yeah, really not great, because we didn't have a suit, we didn't have supers. That was not a location we could access really much earlier than that. Yep, Rico making his way to Aegon. He only has one thing to pick up there, it's storage B. And from there, just has to save warp, grab that ink reliquary key, and that'll be it. Just final bosses left. And well, Stachifer needs that light suit, needs that dark visor. Will be in good mode himself, but is unfortunately a little bit behind Rico on this one. And it might be difficult to come back from that. As the remaining stack, Rico has everything. The remaining two STKs are trivial to get. It's just gonna be down to the final bosses. It would probably take a monumental blunder on Rico's end to allow Stachifer to come back here, I think.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, with how far Rico cleared early game, how smooth his movement was, and stumbling across that screw attack and dark beam early, it really cemented Rico's place in getting a huge lead against Stachifer.
Yep, like he found his screw attack early. He was able to pull out the trick to get that dark beam early as well, before getting Annihilator, avoiding to have to do that whole backtrack and the whole Valor puzzle, which takes forever. And at that point, yeah, that's basically where they got ahead. I actually think Stachifer made up some time actually on the Sank play, which I think was the right play because they were able to find Spyro and Supers before going to Dolus. But unfortunately, I don't think they were able to make up for the deficit. Also, very nice earn the war from Stachifer there. Wow, that was very quick.
Meanwhile, Rico
that,
is... Yeah, we're going to get that STK. Air underwater. That's a good trick to learn, especially for beginners.
It is.
But meanwhile, Rico's entered Aegon Waste. They're currently in Aegon Labs, going through bioenergy production.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused why.
Well, we have Storage C here, but Storage C is not where the key is. Rico has one final key off of Storage B, so I'm not too positive why we're in bioenergy.
I'm not either. Making use of a nice little stunnable that to go back up. I did not know that one. I will remember.
Unless Rico saw the hint of Storage D by mistake.
He might have mistaken it for Storage C, but we want. Wait, no, he has already picked up Storage B.
Oh, he has?
Yeah, so I really don't know why he went.
Oh, he went here for the save station.
Yeah, right.
Use the save station after Storage B to get into Temple Grounds. We're going to use that to go for an Ing Reliquary play.
Yeah, yeah, he got Storage B and just continued the way to bioenergy. Right, that's what I missed. I knew something didn't make sense there.
But making sense, we've got Stachifer obtaining their cannonball. That'll help with some damage logic, and for just a little bit of easier movement and safety, knowing, hey, we're not going to take damage in Morph Ball. We can use that to our advantage.
So here we want to get the Meditation Vista. Stachifer space jump a bit too low again here. Like to screw attack under that bridge, you want to space jump like pretty high before it, then let yourself drop below the bridge. And then actually the screw attack like as late as you can, basically to screw attack past the bridge so you do not. To actually not bonk on it. The mistake Stachifer is doing here is he lets himself drop, then space jump below to go under the bridge, and the problem with that is it will make you screw attack low as well, so you're actually not gonna make it to the other side. Meanwhile, Rico is making his way to Ing Reliquary. And I assume it won't be too long until he's on to the final bosses. We're still not quite making it, unfortunately, there. Just need to space a bit higher before letting yourself drop. Oh, that did make it, huh? Gonna scan cannon in case he wants to go back this way. And I'm a bit surprised why they're going that way. Like, they absolutely got the hint about that Dark Visor, so why would they be coming here? Maybe it was just to check a bend and wrong side here. But even there, I'm surprised. They have the hint about Dark Visor. What was the hint about the other suit? Did they get it?
They did get it. Yeah, it's up to 3 rooms away from Crypt Tunnel. So they know it's in Lower Dark. It's just they could be trying to find Dark Visor on a whim. Maybe gravity boost.
Maybe grav. Yeah, it might be grav, but they don't need it. They don't need grav.
That, and they got the information for gravity boost when they were in Sanctuary. They got the hint off a watch station.
Oh, I didn't miss that one. Right, so I'm really wondering why they're balling to do side checks. At that point, they should have all the info to hone in on the item they still need and get those SDKs going. And well, that's all 9 STKs for Rico, and he's now making his way towards the final bosses.
And once again, I do want to apologize on our end for the Frozen restream on Rico's side. We do have SpeedGaming looking into the problem currently. There is so real quick, we do have word from SpeedGaming. They're going to run some tests on Rico's feed. They're going to pull some of their technical magic. So if Rico's stream disappears, please do not be alarmed. They're attempting a reset on the restream. And I apologize for not contacting them sooner, but hey, I thought it was going to resolve on its own.
Yeah, it's been freezing like that a lot during the run, so this one doesn't want to seem to get unstuck at all. Stachifer is going to pick up that SDK that we know is in Torv's energy controller.
Alright, as previously mentioned, Rico's feed has gone offline. This is due to SpeedGaming volunteers working on their side of things to get everything updated.
But he's fine and still going, so no worries there. We got an updated image of where he is right now, but unfortunately, still not a running video. Stachifer is leaving the temple now.
Yeah, at this point, Stachifer's just got to clear Torbus. It's
Yeah.
follow your STK logic to almost a guaranteed letter. Maybe divert for that light suit, but with a dark suit and 4 energy, it's going to be a little risky for Emperor Ring. But
What for? Yes.
oh no,
Stachifer needs to go get a dark visor now.
all right, and once again, many thanks to the crew over at SpeedGaming and Trenton in particular showing up in chat. They've managed to get Rico's feedback.
Let's go. Thank you to SpeedGaming. Just in time to see Rico start the final bosses.
Alrighty, so as we come along to the final bosses, this race is nearly over. We've had fun here today.
That was quite an interesting seed, honestly. At Wind Chamber Dog Beam? Yeah, that was something. Rico going around, grabbing a few some ammo for the fights, I suppose. Yep, bit of ammo.
Yeah, Rico didn't go back to landing site before entering gateway. So as such, we're running a little bit short on ammunition.
And most of the time it's not worth because it actually takes quite a few minutes to go to the ship and back. So it's usually better to try and just get your ammo back on the way.
All right, as we enter final bosses, a lot of things are going to happen in a fairly quick period. So, Emperor Ring number 1 will be using Light Beam on these extended tendrils to reveal the core, and then directly after, we're going to spam Fire Annihilator or use 4 Super Missiles. If we get them all in a relatively short time period, we're going to get this cycle ended. And because we have double damage, that cuts everything in half, so we only need 2 Super Missiles. Alrighty, Emperor Ring number 2 will be rolling around at the speed of sound, using Cannonball to prevent us from taking damage and falling off, while we use Power Bombs and regular bombs to destroy these little culverts to incinerate these mini tentacles. Once all have been destroyed, the Emperor Ring will reveal himself, and now it's time for the true final boss. Emperor Ring number 3. For some reason, during development, there was meant to be an additional damage step for Emperor Ring, where armor would appear, and you'd have to destroy said armor with screw attack and other damage means. The armor got removed, so that entire phase was scrapped. But somehow the developers left the hitbox left over. So because the hitbox is still considered active, we can use screw attack as a damage means against that registered hitbox, and as such deal massive damage to Emperor Ring. And I do want to...
Oh, go on.
I want to point out that we have Torvus music playing during Emperor Ring's fight.
Yeah.
This is like the wrong music to be playing during such an intense fight.
It's just relaxing here. No big deal.
Yeah, let us relax when we fight the Emperor Ring themselves.
I was gonna say, in the meantime, Stachifer has found his Dark Visor and seems to be foraging through his hints to find what the suit hint was. Well, Rico just killed the Emperor. At the sound of this very relaxing swamp music.
And with that being said, it's now time to escape before planetary destruction happens. Why is it that every game Samus is shown in, some sort of planet is destroyed?
Well, it's this time she destroys the bad planet.
Alright, yeah, but look at it. I mean, in Prime 1, you had the impact crater explode.
Yep.
In Prime 2, you have literal dark aether imploding on itself.
Yep.
And in Corruption, the entire planet of Phase practically blew up.
Indeed. I mean, the Metroid 1 and 2, she doesn't blow up planets, but she does end up blowing those planets anyway later on, so...
That's fair.
No planet is safe.
Alright, Storm, we're entering Dark Samus 3 and 4. What can we expect here today?
So, we'll see if Rico will be attempting to skip Dark Samus 4, because this fight, so it starts with Dark Samus 3, where it fights about the same as all the Dark Samus fights, but then as she goes low enough in life, she will enter the phase of Dark Samus 4, where the damage you can do to her when she's moving around is capped, like very little. And exactly like it's happening on Rico right now, she goes into that phase on ball form, which is slow and energy based. That's what we call centering. So sadly, Rico was not able to get the S4 skip, as he got centered immediately. That is basically pure RNG. There's no way to avoid that. When the game decides it wants to center, it centers. But the idea is, you want to get Samus right to the threshold, where she's about to switch to DS4, but not quite yet. And you can then actually abuse her behavior of pulling up a shield around her when you fire missiles, and basically keep her in this phase by abusing that and do damage, usually through different means. The fastest way is through attacking next to her, and you also have ways using like the Dark Beam. And the idea is to try and kill her like this before she switches to DS4. But as I mentioned, it is RNG. Sometimes she'll just go into the DS4 phase and there's just nothing you can do about it, which is what happened to Rico. And at that point, you just have to suffer through the fight.
Alrighty, and with that being said, Dark Samus is almost fully defeated. Just about 1 to 2 more shots should remain.
That should be enough here, I think. But then I keep saying that, and then it's not enough, so... Nope,
Oh,
indeed. 1
so
pixel.
Oh, so close. Look at that little health bar left. There's like a pixel.
Yep, and that'll be it. That should be the final shot, and
Alright.
there we go.
Time.
That's GG's.
GG's. Final time of 2 hours, 20 minutes, 26 seconds. Great game overall by both runners.
That wasn't a very evident seed.
No, it was an extremely rough early game.
It was not easy to run that early game. Definitely was not. We'll see what Stachifer decides to do, if he wants to go on. He seems a bit lost. He's been checking his map and hints a lot. He has found his grav.
No, we have a confirmed forfeit from Stachifer on the race time.
He had just found his grav, so at that point he probably would have gone to the Underworld Temple, get that suit, and then it was good. But from there on.
All right. With that being said, we're gonna send the invites out to try to get these teams in for some post-game commentary. In the meantime, if you in chat have any questions, concerns, or inquiries you'd like to ask these runners, now would be a perfect opportunity. So with that being said, we now welcome Rico into the booth. Welcome, my friend. Congratulations on your first place victory here tonight.
Hello.
And we also welcome Marker's Masks to the team. The mentor for Stachifer. Hello, Mark.
Message in Stachifer now. Make sure they got an invite. I hopped in there just to make sure that they got it. Last time they did not get one, so
they did not. Sure. Okay. Stand by one moment. I need a. I know this. I know how to fix. Hold on. All right. They should have a new invite sent to them right now.
Okay. New one. Let them know new one coming.
Rico, do you have anything on Ivypaw if he'll be joining us today?
I didn't ask. I probably should have.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, Mark, there it is. Okay, so it worked. And we also welcome Stachifer into the booth, the second runner of today's race. Welcome.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here.
Absolutely. We're sitting here in the beautiful Aether Stadium today. So, fantastic race by both of you. It was great to watch. And to not put it lightly, it was an extremely rough early game. So, yeah, that must have been fun.
Yeah, I have one question. What did you think when you wanted to check Green Wind Chamber and saw the dog beam there?
I was very glad that I had gone there early because that actually did a lot for knowing what the logic was. Sacrificial chamber. That's where unlimited ammo was. Wow.
Yeah, that was never being picked up.
I mean, we were considering it. That's why we grabbed the Sonic Boom.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice you going for that one.
Yeah, because we had done the math. We got the hint for that suit, and we done the math and figured out that it could be any check except for dungeon. And we saw Sonic Boom on our way through Torvis, so figured that was worth grabbing.
That makes sense. Stachifer, what about you about that dog beam on the Great Wind Chamber?
I just thought, hey, that's gonna affect our routing. Marker was trying to show me a trick to get up to there, but after a few tries, I decided that it might be easier and make more sense to just go through and get what we need in logic.
Yeah, that's fair, because I think it was on FTA you had that hint about the Annihilator being in Temple Grounds, and at that point there was only like one location left, right? Which was a Hall of Undead. So yeah, I saw you trying the hint a bit, and probably just decided like not to waste much more time on it, just go around, which is sadly a bit of a long backtrack to get Annihilator and back to get a Dark Beam.
I'm not going to pretend that I didn't specifically plan out a route so I could go grab Annihilator before returning to Aegon, and then forgot to grab Annihilator.
Rico, did you end up doing the screw attack to the ledge for Grand Wind Chamber?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, he
Yeah, I think that was one thing that we were concerned about was, yeah, if that trick would be so powerful there, because not only like Grand Wind Chamber, we'd have to go find Annihilator, which luckily got hinted for us to get bailed out, but then coming all the way back and then doing the actual puzzle takes like 5 to 10 minutes too. So it was like just Dark Beam being there was like an instant 20-minute loss, it felt like. So
Yeah, that's a hard trick to learn on the fly. You gotta get a really good slope jump in order to get the height, and if you're aiming too far to the left, you can soft lock yourself.
I would have been interesting if you had not found the screw attack. Like if it had been instead like finding supers and finding like grapple, that would have been made for some very interesting logic. But yeah.
just trying to spawn up some conversation for Stachifer here too. When we were talking about going through Aegon, it was like, oh, well, there's a good chance it could be vanilla Dark Beam, seeing we haven't seen it yet or hinted. But that ended up being punishing. But we also had the choice to either learn some cool new tricks to go through Sank before Torvis, which, holy cow, was Sank loaded. So congrats to Stachifer there for learning 2 more tricks on the fly to kind of logic break that. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, which trick did you end up doing in Hall of Combat Mastery?
Both. Which was the 2, Stachifer? It was the...
Going up the spider track next to the armor statue deal, and then screw attacking up to just get the item.
You two actually did a different there. Like Rico was doing a BSJ method to screw attack into that, while Stachifer was actually jumping from the standable.
Yeah, so that BSJ is actually really good because its setup essentially normalizes itself. So that area on the other side of the spider track, you can bomb jump off it, and if you do, you are the exact right distance to land inside the tunnel with a single screw.
That is quite interesting.
You can tell if you get enough height because on your second jump you need to bonk on the spider track.
Did you guys end up going Sank first as well, or Torvis first?
We were going to go to Torvis, and the area we ended up in ended up being really close to the Sank elevator, so we just decided to go check Spider Side while we were there. So we grabbed the items and then turned around and went to Torvis.
Gotcha.
Yep, they did the Spiral Treasure. I think Stachifer also did. Then Rico mostly did a lot of Torvis, while Stachifer ended up doing a lot of Sank first. Which I think in this case, I think it was actually worth it to do Sank first, because you had Spider and Supers. So you could get your STK hints earlier. It allowed you to clean Torvis in basically one sweep, which made for some nice routing. So that was a decent call, I think, there to do Sank first.
Well, we knew where the Dark Visor was, and that was our main concern.
Oh, how'd you know where it was?
It was hinted.
Yeah, you had the hint, actually. Did you not scan the hint on Manning Station B?
Did we not?
Because the mining station B hint literally said it was Dark Visor on Meditation Vista.
Well, it said visor, and once
Oh,
we
Visor? Oh, yeah.
yeah, once we walked into Hall of Combat Mastery and we saw that cobalt, we knew that that had to be the Dark Visor.
That might have been a
Visor's
goof
can't be
hint.
Translator normally. Like, Visor is just Dark or Echo, and you had the Echo from Transport Center.
No. Good to know. I thought that they could be hinted.
I know, because you have Visor, which is just Dark and Echo Visor. You have Translator, which is like for the translators, and you have HUD system. That's where you can have either.
Good to know.
Oh, that's
So,
a good part
yeah,
about
Since
this.
we knew about that Dark Visor, that was what was pulling us to Torvis, because we knew that that would be needed, especially because that was what made Sank logical.
Mhm.
So we figured it was worth getting that.
That is very fair, especially as Dark Visor checks are kind of spread around. So better get it sooner than later.
Wait, so you said the hint in mining station B?
I do believe it was. I think I noted that.
Yeah, I believe so as well. Yeah, you had a visor in Medvista.
And so, just out of curiosity, because I'm still new, what color is that scan? Because I still have the game up.
Amber.
Amber.
Oh yeah, no, we don't have that. We didn't scan
No.
that.
Oh. Ouch.
Okay.
that was in
So
full
we
height
hot
limit.
dogged the big hint then.
Yeah, talk about big hints. Rico, I got worried about you for a moment. You sort of hot dogged the Aegon energy controller hint.
Oh yeah, I saw that screw attack and immediately booked it to Jump Guardian, because with the screw attack, Ivy and I had talked about it earlier. As soon as we saw that, we were going for that dark beam.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
absolutely makes sense. But luckily, that hint wasn't a major one because, well, you skipped it like twice.
Wait,
Yeah.
Only once.
did you all check
actually had-
Grand Wind Chamber GFMC loot before Aegon? The rest
They
of
checked
Aegon?
it later.
Okay.
I checked it at the same time I went and did the hive, the little mini hive loop.
So early Aegon saw space jump, then went to DMT loop, then you went up with power bombs.
Yep,
No jump guardian, then went and did
Correct.
that loop. Okay.
correct.
Yeah, ship item was sort of left for. Hopefully, it's not required, so we're just going to keep moving.
Well,
Well,
I
if light-
felt a lot
Decay.
better about it once I saw that dark beam, because I knew I was coming back.
Yeah,
Right,
very fair.
right.
Yeah, there was a chance though if light beam was on ship, man, that would have been.
That
Oh,
would
that
have
would
been
have been
rough.
nasty.
I'm going to interject real quick here. I do have some words from Ivypaw, Stachifer's mentor. Unfortunately, we are not able to get Ivypaw in the booth for some comments, but he did leave this statement behind, quoting verbatim. Other than Rico's routing, his routing was really good, and at times somehow read my mind for the specific routing decisions.
Yeah, so on that hint, though, he had actually walked up and gone to the bathroom. So he wasn't sitting with me while I was grabbing that screw attack. So he comes back and asks what he missed. I tell him screw attack, and the first thing he says is, "What was the hint?"
Well, boss, I can tell you the hint as soon as I go back and get it. Alrighty. Let's go through a few notes here that we have. So I guess the biggest note of all, outside of the early routing with the dark beam, of course, Sky Temple key locations. That's always a good one to start off with. How do you all feel about your STKs today?
I thought they routed together really nicely.
All right, great comments. Stachifer, what about you? How do you feel your STKs were?
Seeing as I only got 4 of them, I didn't get to see the rest.
Okay,
But-
I'm gonna send you a DM with the STK locations and let you read over them.
Basically, the big one that we were discussing was the reliquary, and that was the one that messed with our routing the most, because there was a time that earlier that would be opportune to get it, but I didn't have light suit yet, and I didn't feel comfortable doing it with Cannonball based on how few E-tanks I had through basically the entirety of this.
Yeah, and I
That's
think
great, yeah.
Stachifer too, when we were talking, when we got the STK hints, we knew Ing Reliquary and Hive Dynamo works at that point, but now seeing that we missed the hint for Dark Visor, that's pretty dang punishing. So
Yeah, it can be somewhat rough.
Yeah, you really needed that Dark Visor because of how I don't know works, especially.
And Stachifer, now that I sent you the SDKs, you have any comments on how bad they were?
Just kind of a bit all over the place. I remember we saw the Ing Reliquary location and immediately thought, okay, yeah, we do need to go find Dark Visor pretty soon. Which we had already gone to Mining Station B, and so if we had scanned the scan, then we would have known. Or maybe already had it.
Yeah, it was just a rough time, but overall, I think personally, you both did a great job with your trick execution and general routing capabilities. And Stachifer, I know you weren't able to get Grand Wind Chamber successfully, but you were extremely close to pulling it off. You know, maybe just a few, maybe like a foot to the right or a little bit higher, but many props to you for the attempt. And you did a really good job today.
Well, thank you.
And
It
Rico's
is always nice to see people learning tricks in those races, because that's what they are for.
Yeah, we were having a fun time with that spider ball and vault of all places.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was really good for you, Stachifer, by pulling off the spiderless entry from Hall of Combat Mastery. You fell into your spider ball almost by accident, but I mean, you found your spider ball a lot faster than Rico did. Granted, Rico got his first, but your general routing for spider would have set you up perfectly for a Torbus play.
Yeah. And I do feel like without a lot of those tricks, I would have been a lot further behind than I was.
All right, let's see. That covers all the main notes that I really have. Storm, do you have anything on your side?
Let me think. I don't think so, not really at this point. I think we covered the biggest points already.
Alrighty then. So I'm going to throw I'm going to turn this booth around then. Rico, Stachifer, do you have any questions that you'd like to get answers to? Anything on your minds today?
Nope, you
Go
first.
ahead.
All right, well, someone's got to talk.
Let's go alphabetically. So Rico first.
There you
Okay,
go.
well, I just want to make sure I say thank you to Ivypaw, 'cause I had a really good time in this one.
You know what?
And oh, sorry.
No, I don't mean to cut you off. That's a really good question to bring up. So, with this being a mentor and a mentee tournament setting, how do you both feel your mentors have been, either today, throughout your practice, the entire tournament? What has your general experience been like?
So I was actually talking with Marker about this during this race, and seeing as he's been my first and basically only mentor, you can see how far I've come since basically only having played this game through once 15 years ago. You can see how far I've come routing tricks, and that's all because of him. He's basically taught me everything I know, so I'd say he's done an amazing job.
All right, well, that's the only question I had on that front. So, what were you about to say early, Stachifer? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I just wanted to thank Marker for mentoring me, and I wanted to remind people that this is a mentor-mentee tournament. You're not going to see the greatest and best, not the fastest. People might not be doing that great, but this is a place to learn. It's what you're here for. And oh yeah, no. And so even those that lose are still winning because they're working on learning the game.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's, as long as everyone has a great time, we all come together as a community, old and new, veterans and newcomers alike. We're all in the same boat here. And as long as we have fun with this community, have a good time, then in the end it was worth it. So I guess to swing the question around, I know Ivypaw can't be here to answer this question, but we did get his feedback on it. Marker's Mask, I'm going to throw this to you. Being one of the mentors for this tournament, what has your experience been like with the various mentees that you've come across?
It's been awesome. I watched in an outside view the Prime Mentor tournament. And that's why I got involved in the community in the first place. Was I thought it was such a cool idea that people were caring enough to try to invest in the next generation of randomizer runners, and so I wanted to help with that. I knew I wasn't the most experienced, and I knew I was pretty fresh, but with all the stuff I went through, I just wanted to give back and help pass it through. And I thank you, Stachifer, for the words. It really does mean a lot to me, because I ultimately just wanted whoever was learning to have fun. You know, it's not about the competitive sense too much, meaning, like, when we first started, I think our first seed was, 8-9 hours? And even just last week, Stachifer was able to sub 230 RTA a seed. And to me, I'm just looking at this incredible journey of, not even knowing rooms to being able to migrate and do pretty complicated tricks. And I just couldn't be more happy that a tournament like this, one, exists, and two, is really helping newer people that might want to help give back too. So thank you, Stachifer, for those words, and I hope that you have enjoyed your journey so far. We still got 2 weeks, so hopefully we can make her.
Alrighty, and with that being said, I think we're going to start wrapping up our program here for the day. So while we're in this booth, does anyone have any final words they'd like to say before we close off?
Stay hydrated.
Well, those were definitely some words. I should have specified. Okay, I'm getting pure silence, so I guess I'll just start wrapping things up then. All right, Rico, Stachifer, thank you for putting on an amazing show for us today. We all had a good time, and we hope you both did as well with the race. Best of luck to both of you in the future weeks, and we're looking forward to see what progress you've both made in the bracket stage. With that, Marker's Mask and Ivy, respectfully, thank you for all the work that you've been doing to help these mentees out. Continue the practice, continue helping them where you can. And we're looking forward to see what advice you can give to these mentees come later weeks. Would help if I had wrote this down first. All right, and with that, Storm, thank you for joining me in the booth today. It's been a blast having you here. Looking forward to commentating with you again in the future. You never know what's going to happen.
Hi, comment.
But most importantly, thank you to everyone who's watching at home for continuing your wonderful support to both SpeedGaming and the Metroid communities, respectively. Without your help and continuous support over the years, we wouldn't be where we are today, and have the ability to put on such events like this mentor tournament. And with that being said, we're going to wrap up our program tonight. As far as notes go, currently over on SpeedGaming 2, we do have another Echoes race live with Leaf and Wordslayer, with Baja Blood and Nye the Beth as mentors. It looks like they're nearing the end stage, with the highest SDK count being 7 and all majors being located. Other than that, SpeedGaming 3 does have a current Super Metroid map rando weekly, so if you're interested in Super Metroid, head on over to SpeedGaming 3. And as far as the Echoes tournament goes, Sunday, February 9th, we have 2 races. One scheduled for 11:30 a.m. Eastern with Feisty and the Ginger Chris, and one at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern with Sasquatch 954 versus Rallin Tankier. And with that being said, remember to stay safe, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you all next mission.
See you next mission.
See you next mission.
Keep your eyes to the sky.